Hey guys, Jman Selections on the Jzone. Just had a random thing I just wanted to talk about. The PSP2 is literally at this point, technologically wise and game wise, a PS3 in your pocket. Is that a good or a bad thing? I'm just going to discuss that. And one of the main arguments with this, when this comes to the table about the PSP2 versus the 3DS, is that Sony isn't actually putting anything different on the PSP2. But whereas in the 3DS, like Nintendo are putting a lot of like new and different things and features. Like the 3D itself is a new feature that they're putting on there, where they're using the augmented reality and that. They're remaking and remastering some of their oldest and greatest games on that with 3D. And they have their own little IPs that they're putting on there with the 3D as well. They have new games and new IPs um, that you can't really find on the Wii, which is great. Like Kid Icarus, bringing that back was great, and that's a new great IP they've got on there. But like with the PS3, it's not like Sony are bringing back anything, or it's not like they're bringing anything new to the table. Like we're getting Uncharted on the PSP2, which is great. I love Uncharted. That's probably why I'm going to get the PSP2. And they're putting Metal Gear Solid on there too. And those are just PS3 games. And the argument is that I could just sit on my couch and get on the TV and play my PS3 on the big screen. And people are saying that they want to play these type of games on the big screen. Um, like the thing is, Sony, one of their things, even though Sony's my favorite out of the three, one of the problems with Sony, and I know this, is that they're innovation-wise, they're not the best. They're probably the worst out of the three in terms of innovation. The only thing that they've actually done that is innovative is dual analog sticks back with the PS1. But the thing is, they've done nothing else that's innovative. Apart from, you could say that the iToy was innovative at the time, but the iToy failed. That's the thing. Like Microsoft had the Kinect, that was innovative. Their online interface structure, that was innovative at the time. Even the Xbox itself, out of the three consoles that came, I mean, what it could do at that time was really amazing. Um, Nintendo, they are innovation itself, so that's their strength. Like Sony has other strengths, many other strengths. I'm not saying they're a bad company; they're my favorite, but innovation-wise, no. Um, I mean, even Microsoft has its strength of their the amount of accessibility you have with all of these things that you can do on the Xbox Live interface and just the online interface itself and connectivity with each other and interactivity is really great on the Xbox. Yeah, sorry about that. A random alarm went off, but like going back to the main argument, like the thing is, if you're a big PS3 fan and you like some of the titles they have on there, you will enjoy the NGP for what it's got on there. So some people will actually like to go out and take some of their PS3 games out on the go, like Uncharted and um, Metal Gear Solid and all of those types of games. I mean, the power of the system is really great and the 3G, but the other thing, like the price point, is just terrible. I've heard that they haven't done any stuff for um, European gamers, but in terms of like the American prices, I'm hearing things like it's going to be $400 or $500, and like when that's going to get converted to us, that's going to be horrible. Especially Australian people, they're going to have it off so bad. I heard the 3DS was really expensive in Australia, so like the PSP2 is going to rape their wallets, and the price point is just terrible. I know. There's going to be two versions. There's going to be one for the 3G and one without 3G, and that's going to be horrible. Um, like to be honest, I out of the two, this isn't meant to be a 3DS versus PSP2 video. Out of the two, I actually prefer the 3DS. I'll say that much. Out of the two, terms of hardware, I prefer the 3DS, but like we don't know what games Sony are going to bring to the table at E3. And so far, like game-wise, like you've heard me say this in like the last 2 or 3 videos. Game-wise, 3DS, what's happening? So, like we don't know, but I don't know. Do you like what are your guys' thoughts on this? Are you looking forward to the PSP2? What about the price point? Do you think it's just a waste of time getting another PS3 in your pocket? I mean, what are your thoughts on this? To be honest, me really, I'm looking forward to it, but I really would have liked it if there was going to be more innovation with this. The only innovation that I see is the touchscreen on the back of the PSP2, which is pretty cool because like I saw this game where some guy was just touching the back of his PSP and then it was just like changing the surface that his character was on, and it was all like it was making all of these ridges on the place, and it was really cool. Like games like that, I want to see more innovation and more like things that are outside of the box from Sony, and if they do that with the PSP2, I'll be really happy because if we turn back the time and we look at the PSP versus the DS, the DS won. I mean, the PSP did its thing. It won in its own right, but in terms of like if you compare them, the DS won, and that's because Sony wasn't supporting the PSP all throughout its life cycle. At one point, they just stopped. And that's because the DS brought innovation. It didn't have the power, it didn't have specs, but they brought forward innovation. And that's one of the things that this PSP2 needs. It needs some innovation. They need to bring out some games that are exclusive to its to the PSP2, and they just need to remember it's not all about the technical specs, and try and get up to the casuals. I want more casuals. I always preach about this. It's good to have the casuals inside into gaming. I know the DS does that well, and like I think Sony should try and reach out to the casuals. That means bringing down the price point, not making the PSP2 that intimidating to people, because there's going to be a lot of things you're going to be able to do on this, but like making the user interface simple, like little touches like that. But that's all I really need to say. Like a PS3 in my pocket would be awesome for someone like me, but that's me. Like I'm more of a niche compared to the whole overall spectrum. I mean, I like anime. Like that's a niche in itself. Like I'm a niche. Not everyone's gonna be like me, so I'm looking forward to it. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you prefer the 3DS? Do you want to get the PSP2? Do you think Sony should have an innovation? I don't know, but anyway, J-Man's Productions on the Jzone. Live and learn. Good luck and God bless. And vid response, comment. Tell me what you think about this. This will be interesting. Bye.